What in the R-rated Looney Tunes X Scooby-Doo is going on? So I watched It Welcome to Derry episode 3 and it was good, but it was definitely the weakest episode of the series so far. My expectations were high, these past 2 episodes were great, so I wasn't really expecting anything less. But did the episode meet my expectations? For the most part, yes, but if you've seen the episode, you probably can already guess what I wasn't the biggest fan of. Shaw orders Halloran's aerial search with Leroy and Polly after a disappointing find. Rose joins a tribal meeting about the military in Derry while Ronnie's group tries to photograph what's been terrorizing them. Starting off with my positives, the characters. My favorite characters at the moment are still Lily and Ronnie. In this episode, we get more of Will and Rich and meet some new characters as well. I would still say that I'm liking everyone for the most part. I think this is officially our Losers Club. Actually this time. And I like it. I'm attached. When it comes to the story and the writing, I'm finally getting into the military-based plotline, specifically Dick Halloran's involvement. It took 3 episodes for me to become interested, but I'm finally seeing the vision. I do like that Lily and Ronnie's friendship was resolved quickly and Ronnie understood where Lily was coming from. I'm just glad the show didn't turn them into enemies for multiple episodes. I would have hated that. Our Losers Club is trying to gather proof of what they're dealing with so the adults in Derry can believe them, and we do catch a glimpse of a familiar silly little clown, which was nice. But the whole cemetery sequence wasn't the biggest fan. I kind of liked it conceptually, but we'll get into that in a second. This episode did kind of feel like filler. It didn't really have the same energy as the first 2 episodes in my opinion. It honestly just felt like an episode that's strictly setting up for later episodes in the series. Now onto the cinematography. It's still great, not really much to talk about in regards to it for this episode. I did enjoy Dick Halloran's hallucination when he was in the military airship, loved the shots of the floating bodies, You'll Float too of course. When it comes to the tone, it's the same as the previous 2 episodes. It's still campy, over the top, and unserious, mainly towards the end, but this episode was pretty laid back compared to the first 2. When it comes to the pacing, even though the episode was laid back and on the slower side, the episode still breezed by. Now on to my mixed, the effects. Some of the effects in this episode were not the best. The CGI during the flashback scene with young Francis and Rose getting chased in the woods by that old man did not look the best at times. The green/blue screen work when the children were riding their bikes was very noticeable, and don't get me wrong, I understand why they chose to do that to ensure the safety of the actors during such a chaotic, fast-paced scene on bikes, but it just didn't look good. The cemetery scene as a whole, I actually really liked some aspects of it, but the whole blue ghosts of the victims in episode 1 floating after them, it was just silly and felt so cheap compared to the scares in the previous episodes. Normally I'm not that harsh when it comes to VFX and CGI, but it was so noticeable to the point where it took me out of the immersion, which ruined my viewing experience, not gonna lie. The effects looked great in the previous 2 episodes, like what the hell happened? When it comes to my negatives, I don't really have any true negatives. Even when it comes to the effects, some of the effects in the episode did look good, but some didn't. Overall, this episode was fine. Definitely the weakest of the series so far, but still not terrible. I did enjoy it for the most part, and I am still very much looking forward to episode 4.